It's another school year. Meg, we are ready to go. Barnstable Public Schools start on August 28th this year.
That's right, Paula. We are ready to go. We're welcoming back all of our educators. They come for the first 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, and then over 5,200 students arrive on Wednesday for Wednesday, Thursday, and then we have a bit of a 4-day weekend for everyone, and then we're right back in it.
Right back in it. The weather's going to cooperate this year, so kids, don't get your hopes up. Summer is over.
Right. Well, I am crossing my fingers that we have no heat days this year, and then we can open on schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's been a number of changes. Specifically, let's start with some collateral changes. You have a new logo and a new website this year.
We do. We spent last year working on a new theme for the school district, and that is really has come together. Our new theme is Achieving Excellence Together, because we do this work together, meaning with our students, with our parents, with our educators, and with our community, that this work of educating over 5,000 students isn't done in isolation. So our slogan is Achieving Excellence Together. Folks should see a new logo with that. It's sort of a blend of a star, but really it's two people. It's a very interesting logo. So when we launch it, I'm very curious to receive some feedback. We had experimented with a number of different logos last year. Nothing was really, I put it out to all of our educators and staff and said, what do you think of these two options? It came back 50-50, which to me kind of means like, eh. So we went back to our drawing board, and I'm very excited about the logo and particularly our slogan to open this year.
And to blend that into a new website, it seems ubiquitous now in everybody's lives, parents and students. They really use the website as a tool now.
That is so true, and we wanted our website to reflect our new logo, our new motto, but more importantly, make it more user-friendly to parents and students. So when folks go on our website, they'll see a tab at the top for parents, for students. We have resources on all of those pages that both groups should find pretty easy to use.
Right. And you started this conversation with achieving excellence together, and to that end, you've developed two new groups that will probably help that initiative. Tell us a little bit about those two new groups.
Sure. It'll be we're also launching a monthly newsletter that'll go out to all parents and our high school students. And in the newsletter that's being released this week, readers will be able to see that we're launching two groups, as you just described. One is a district advisory council. So that is intended to be a council made up of a variety of stakeholders in the district. Again, parents, community members, students, to talk about the direction of the district and how we need to continue towards our vision of achieving excellence together. The second group is for educators. It's an educator advisory cabinet that will create a feedback loop with me, so I can hear directly from our educators what's working, what do we need to continue to work on, where do we need to make improvements, and so we'll be meeting on a regular basis with our educators. And both groups are voluntary. They'll see on the website there's a place to sign up, and then we'll be back in touch with folks once we actually launch both groups.
Right. And did these groups come out of some type of visioning session that you had?
Yeah, so in the spring, I held what we referred to as Keep, Stop, Start sessions at all schools. And it was an opportunity for me to hear directly from our educators and staff, what should we keep doing in the school and or district or your department? What should we stop doing and what should we start doing? So we collected all of that data. We've analyzed that data over the summer. We met with principals to say, let's take a look at this data together. How can we continue to improve Barnstable Public Schools? And again, listening to our stakeholders is our primary vehicle for getting that work accomplished. And so to launch formal groups as a sort of a, as a continuation of those listening sessions, I feel is very important.
And there's lots of different issues that face the schools, and it seems as we go through the 20th and 21st century, those issues get more complex. Specifically, cell phone use and vaping seems to be on the rise in all of our schools, especially through the middle to high schools. What is the school district thinking about addressing some of those issues this year?
So I want to launch again stakeholder groups that really can help us grapple with these two issues. If we take vaping first, as you said, it's become them. I know it's really become an epidemic, right? Particularly for adolescents and teenagers. We grapple with it during the school day in terms of students finding opportunities to vape. Previously, I would say we've handled it from a disciplinary perspective. And we will continue to do that, right? It is having a tobacco product in school is against state law. It's very clearly defined in our student handbook in terms of what are the consequences when that occurs. However, we cannot ignore that students may be addicted to nicotine, right? And that's why they're vaping in school. So in addition to disciplinary measures, I think we need to take a hard look at how can we help students through cessation programs or educational programs. And if we're going to send students to school on Saturday as a disciplinary measure, maybe we need to take better advantage of that time, and it should be more of an educational opportunity rather than a disciplinary, just solely a disciplinary response. Right. Students are in school 6 hours a day. There's another 18 hours in their day, so I feel this just can't be a school-related concern or issue, that again, we need the community and parents to engage with us in terms of what is the best way to tackle this problem, this epidemic, if you will. We're having students report to us that they no longer feel comfortable going into the bathroom at the high school because there may be some vaping going on at the high school, that they just want to avoid that situation. We can't have that climate in school. That needs to be addressed. So we'll spend this year doing that work with stakeholders. Similarly, with cell phone use, again, from those listening sessions in the spring, right? Teachers would say they really struggle with it in the classroom setting. We know that students have their cell phones on them all the time. We've tried different strategies, but it is interrupting instructional time. And a teacher should not have to continually say to students or engage in this confrontation, right? Put your cell phone away, put your cell phone away. So again, we need parents to engage with us. This needs to be a community response to something that's impacting our classrooms.
Right. And where does that impact start to come in? Is it as early as, BUES in the 4th and 5th grade?
Sure. Students have cell phones in the 4th and 5th grade. I think students are a little more responsive to teachers, perhaps, at that grade level. Right. Where in high school it can become more of a power struggle between the teacher and the and the particular student that they're asking that may not be complying with the request to put their cell phone away. Right. Because we're one-to-one technology now at the high school, it used to be the excuse, if you will, was, well, I need my cell phone to be able to do some work, or the teacher's requesting that I go online to look at something. That's no longer the case. Everyone has access and has their own personal Google Chromebook if they would like it. Yeah. They don't need their cell phones for that. So now that we have addressed that, I think we can move on and talk about really the implications of using cell phones in school. And again, we don't want it to continually be this disciplinary response, which is why we need parents in the community to help us with it.
Excellent. I think that's a fantastic initiative, and perhaps maybe even cyberbullying will take a step back with some of those cell phones being put away during the school day. Yeah. Excellent. And talking a little bit about that younger class, you've also gone through an athletic study recently, have found that interscholastic sports in our middle school in BIS are going to be expanded this year? Yes.
So we contracted with Northeastern University. We've received the report. They conducted student and parent surveys, focus groups. We have a very comprehensive review of our athletic programs. One of the recommendations was that we continue to expand our athletic programming at Barnstable Intermediate School. So previously we had cross country and spring track. We've now added basketball and soccer. And it's interscholastic, not just intramural. So interscholastic means that they'll be playing other Cape towns in a competitive fashion.
That's fantastic.
It is, yeah.
Intramural can, there's only so many times you can play against your best friend.
Exactly. Exactly.
Excellent. And then I guess I would like to close today really talking about the expansion, or the attrition, I guess might be another word, is 10 new administrators this year and 35 new educators.
Yes.
It seems that there's a flux of in and out. How does the district manage that, and where are these positions?
So the 34 new educators are by and large teachers. I think about 40% of our teacher workforce is over 50. So we're going to see these types of retirements happening every year, which is why it's critically important for us to be out there recruiting As you know, there are sort of challenges for living and working on the Cape, and we need to get the word out that it's a great place to live and work, and there are ways around some of the challenges in terms of housing and whatnot. So we're doing a lot of recruitment efforts. It's also important to me that we're recruiting educators of color. 30% of our students are students of color. We want to be sure that we are including educators of color across the school system. So it's important to recruit in that fashion as well. And I think we should expect that we're going to have, on average, 40 new educators a year, just based on the age of our educator workforce right now. So by and large, our new teachers they've come from all over the place, which is exciting, and 10 new administrators. For example, we have a new associate principal for student support at the high school. He actually is from the Boston area, is relocating to the Cape. So those are the sort of, we're able to recruit in that fashion. So we have 2 new principals, a new principal at West Villages Elementary School, Mary Zainoun, and then Kathy Milne is the new principal at the Barnstable Community Innovation School. So 2 new principals as well, a new assistant principal at Barnstable Intermediate School. So sort of a range across the board, but it's always exciting to work with folks that are new to the district because we're able to talk about our vision of educating the whole child, our core values, the work that we're trying to do in terms of supporting all students to learn and achieve, and they're here today with us, and it's great to be able to work with them.
Right. And I guess this just came up just because you said that. This is the first semester, basically, first school year that the Innovation School is open.
That's right. That's right.
That's so exciting.
It is. It was a great transition from the Horace Mann Charter School to an innovation school. Went very smoothly. Kathleen Milne, the new principal there, was the math specialist and now has assumed the role of principal. So sort of a seamless transition there. In terms of their enrollment, strong enrollment, good numbers. The word is out that it's open to all 7 villages, so families are enrolling their children, and yeah, it'll be exciting to watch this year.
Great. Any message for students?
Welcome back.